Hey MTG fans, welcome to another episode of All's Fair in Love and Lore. This week we have a character spotlight on one of the biggest and baddest elementals out there, Omnath. Omnath was first introduced to us with the set Worldwake in 2010 in the Zendikar block. Omnath, also known as Flickering Heart, started out as a manifestation of the purely green, chaotic mana of Zendikar, embodying the untamed and natural magic of the plane. For most of the plane's history, the Zendikari people believed Omnath to be imprisoned underneath the continent of Ondu in a place that was dubbed the Prison of Omnath. I'm thinking Tartarus or Mines of Moria with the Balrog vibes. Anyway, the site was safeguarded by several strange forces that deterred people from getting too close, and those that did suffered an eerie fate. Spoiler alert, Omnath was not the only large and scary being trapped beneath the surface of Zendikar. Until recently, 3 Eldrazi titans were also imprisoned underground, lured there thousands of years ago by planeswalkers Nahiri, Sorin, and Ugin, in a desperate attempt to keep the rest of the multiverse free from harm. As you can imagine, Omnath wasn't super stoked to have these foreign, parasitic beings underground with him. So naturally, he began trying to get rid of them with strong pulses of pure mana. These pulses were felt on the surface of Zendikar and became known as the Roil. The Roil is the reason for Zendikar's bizarre and dangerous landscape, constantly changing and reshaping with unpredictable earthquakes. Okay, back to Omnath. Once a year, religious pilgrims would trek to his prison to perform the Ritual of Lights, which was a ceremony held to protect the world from the release of Omnath. Unfortunately, the Worldwake caused disruption of the ceremony. Land elementals attacked, wounded, and killed several of those that were participating in the ritual, resulting in the awakening and release of Omnath. Omnath began to adapt itself to deal with the threat of the Eldrazi, absorbing more and more mana, but not just from the forest and the jungles. Omnath was now incorporating power from the treacherous mountains, the unforgiving seas, and the life-giving plains of Zendikar. Omnath switched from being a mono-green creature to a multicolored one as the plane was undergoing a major crisis. Elemental forces were converging and intertwining in new and unpredictable ways, and Omnath was now embodying the diverse and dynamic nature of the plane's mana. Even after the threat of the Eldrazi was no more, Omnath continued to grow bigger and stronger, harnessing the power of 4 different types of mana over time. But even as strong as Omnath had become, he was no match for the Phyrexianized Nahiri, who managed to complete Omnath during New Phyrexia's invasion of the multiverse, giving him access to the 5th and final color of mana, black. As of right now, we aren't exactly sure what happened to Omnath after the phasing out of New Phyrexia. The conclusion to his story is a little unclear. Maybe we'll see him again, maybe we won't. Who knows? Omnath is featured in these Magic the Gathering cards: Omnath, Locus of Mana, Omnath, Locus of Rage, Omnath, Locus of the Royal, Omnath, Locus of Creation, and Omnath, Locus of All. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode on Omnath. If you have any special requests for characters, places, or events in MTG history, let me know in the comments. I hope you have a great week, and as always, thanks for hanging out with me.